It's the scandal that's rocked the royal family to its core. Prince Andrew's relationship with convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein. On Sunday, Nine's 60 Minutes explores new revelations in the wake of Virginia Giuffre's posthumously published memoir.
At the beginning,
is it possible that you met Virginia Roberts?
Never happened.
The narrative surrounding Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has taken yet another dramatic shift, and this time the consequences appear far more serious than losing titles or facing another round of public criticism. Today, we are raising a question that would have sounded impossible not long ago. Could the man once called the Duke of York realistically face criminal charges? Could prison be a real outcome? Many observers now believe so. Lawyers are speaking openly, police authorities are reassessing information, and activist groups are pushing hard. What has pushed this into such risky territory is a mix of newly leaked emails, fresh pressure from both the United States and the United Kingdom, and a public attitude that has changed sharply. Those who have followed this story from the start know that earlier probes often faded away quietly. This time, however, the material falls into a more serious bracket. There are claims involving the improper use of a police officer, the handling of deeply private personal data, and conduct that several legal specialists say could cross into criminal wrongdoing.
Do you think that Prince Andrew will ever be held accountable?
I'm going to try my damnedest. It's ridiculous that it's gone on this long. There's that much evidence that could have all of these people locked up for the rest of their lives.
And the timing, coming shortly after his brother stripped away his remaining royal honors, adds to the sense that the palace may expect more trouble ahead. So let's carefully break down what has occurred, what is new, and what Andrew may now be dealing with under the law. At the center of the current scrutiny is a leaked email that has echoed far beyond typical royal headlines. According to The Telegraph, Andrew is said to have told Ed Perkins, a former deputy press secretary to the late Queen, that he asked a Metropolitan Police Protection officer to gather information about Virginia Giuffre. What makes this claim especially serious is not rumor or speculation, but the specific details. Andrew is alleged to have obtained Giuffre's full birth date and her United States Social Security number, a 9-digit code treated in America with the same level of protection as a passport or bank details. Spencer Coven, a lawyer who has represented 9 Epstein victims, stated that knowingly using or passing along someone's social security number without permission is a criminal offense that can carry a sentence of up to 15 years in federal prison.
Breaking tonight, Prince Andrew is giving up all of his titles, including the Duke of York. It follows a string of scandals surrounding his relationship with paedophile Jeffrey Epstein and his relationship with an alleged Chinese spy. But of course, he will remain a prince, as this remains his birthright.
He emphasized that, in his opinion, both the U.S. Social Security Act and other identity protection laws could apply. If American federal authorities decide there is enough to investigate, they would be within their rights to request an interview with Andrew. Whether he would agree is uncertain, especially since the FBI said publicly in 2020 that he failed to cooperate with earlier requests. The Metropolitan Police have also confirmed they are actively reviewing the matter, which is notable in itself. The force has looked at allegations involving Andrew 3 times before, including in 2021 when they said no further action would be taken after reviewing the civil case brought by Giuffre. What separates the current situation is that former lawyers for Giuffre argue this is no longer just a dispute between 2 versions of events. They say it involves possible abuse of official authority and attempts to use the justice system to undermine a survivor. Sigrid McCauley, who represented Giuffre in her civil case, has called for a full and proper inquiry. She said the Metropolitan Police had too often served the powerful and privileged, stressing that this kind of manipulation of justice cannot be accepted.
Virginia Giuffre, the woman who accused Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew of crimes, has died, aged 41. Her family has issued a statement confirming she died by suicide at her farm near Perth overnight.
Her position appears to be gaining support, which brings us to the next phase of the story. It may no longer be only Andrew facing scrutiny. Staff at Buckingham Palace could also come under question, particularly regarding what they knew and when they knew it. The suggestion that palace officials might have been aware of the sharing of private data raises serious concerns, especially as the monarchy works to present an image of stability and cohesion. If UK authorities conclude that Andrew abused his role while serving as a trade envoy from 2001 to 2011, he could also be investigated for misconduct in public office. That offense, as several analysts have noted, carries a possible life sentence. Royal correspondent Dee Davies, who previously led the Royal Protection Unit, said that if the leaked email is genuine, a criminal act may have occurred. In the United States, campaign groups are also applying renewed pressure, calling for investigations into both alleged identity breaches and broader issues tied to his past duties as a royal figure.
This is what we do know about Prince Andrew and the businessman and convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. We know Prince Andrew got to know Jeffrey Epstein in 1999. We know that he saw him fairly regularly for some period.
The group Republic has stated that it is seeking legal guidance on whether Andrew could face charges linked to corruption or sexual assault while holding public office. King Charles has already removed his remaining titles and honors. By stripping away what little was left, the king created distance between the institution and any future legal damage. Royal historian Andrew Lowney described this as a swift move to shield the monarchy from what he called its most perilous moment in a century. He believes the palace acted because further revelations are expected. Many agree that Charles has not been close to his younger brother for a long time. Charles has long been seen as thoughtful and reserved, while Andrew, according to insiders, favored coarse humor and kept a social circle that failed to match the monarchy's public expectations.
Let's just read you this statement from the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Today, an ordinary American girl from an ordinary American family brought down a British prince with her truth and extraordinary courage.
There has also been long-standing unease about certain overseas dealings, particularly his connections to Kazakhstan and Libya. Critics point out that he often ignored embassy guidance and stayed in luxury hotels with bills that raised concerns in Whitehall. Now, discussion is growing over whether the UK government may be pushed to fully remove his dukedom. Andrew stepped back from the Duke of York title last month, but only Parliament has the authority to formally strip it. Politicians are being careful, saying they will follow the royal family's lead. Campaigners, however, argue the public demands fairness and accountability. Beyond legal issues, Andrew faces another practical problem: his home. If charges are filed, he may not remain in the UK. Historian Andrew Lowney has suggested Andrew could be forced abroad, similar to how Spain's former king Juan Carlos relocated to the UAE. According to Lowney, Andrew may end up in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, while Sarah Ferguson could split her time between Portugal and Switzerland, despite hoping to stay near Windsor. Sources close to the pair admit they may need to scale back their London presence, especially with Royal Lodge effectively gone. And there remains the issue of a possible FBI interview. U.S. authorities have long sought to question Andrew, and lawyers for Epstein's victims have repeatedly criticized his refusal. If political pressure grows in Washington, possibly linked to reopened Epstein records, Andrew's position could become far more unstable. So what comes next? That is the question on everyone's mind. Police investigations rarely move quickly, especially when international coordination is involved. Yet, the mix of identity law concerns, alleged misuse of police authority, potential abuse of public office, and rising global attention has created a situation that can no longer be quietly ignored. Whether Andrew faces questioning, formal charges, or even extradition remains unclear. What is certain is that the protection he once had is gone. The monarchy has stepped away. Public support has fallen apart. Campaigners are far bolder than they were 5 years ago, and the media is far less sympathetic. The months ahead will be critical. If the Metropolitan Police intensify their inquiry, or if U.S. authorities pursue a federal case, the outcome for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor could be severe. Prison, once unthinkable, is now openly discussed by legal voices. For those following this story, it feels as though a chapter meant to close in 2022 never truly ended. The investigations are back, the accusations are more serious, and the royal family's tolerance appears exhausted. If you want continued updates on Andrew's situation, be sure to subscribe. Share in the comments whether you think charges will be filed or if the palace will once again try to shield him. Thanks for watching.